Welcome to America News.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions has, praise God, overturned the lawless policy that U.S. civil rights law protected gender confusion. New DOJ guidance will allow First Amendment religious rights to prevail over narrow, anti-freedom agendas. Do we dare hope that a new era of sanity is dawning? Sessions just issued sweeping directives to ensure conscience protection by government agencies. Many lawyers will remain employed in the coming years as lawsuits from opponents pile up, of course. But promising indicators remain. For instance, there are reports of females who desperately long to be females. Also males who want to be males, requesting surgery to make this happen. It's the trend toward reversal of sex reassignment surgery. Such an option still offends many on the left, who dig in the heels and continue to push unisex bathroom laws and bans on therapy to overcome transgender delusions and same-sex attraction. An increase in people seeking a return to their birth gender is reported in Europe. A renowned sex change surgeon in Serbia noted more requests for complicated and expensive reversal surgery. A young boy in Australia recently received international publicity for wanting to be a boy. After several years of estrogen, he no longer wants to pretend to be a girl. Why is this controversial? The default response of every human should be a longing to be that woman, a man as nature intended. Aren't liberals supposed to be flexible? If they were, Attorney General Sessions would not need to clarify the preeminence of religious freedom for Americans. But a rigid adherence to identity politics ties the typical leftist in knots. Secretly, a social liberal is often a mess, exhausted from the convoluted mental and spiritual energy needed to reconcile the nonsense of pretense. For instance, a monumental amount of hard work went into passing California's radical SB 219, a law by which males can become roommates with females in nursing homes at will, thanks to Gov. Jerry Brown's signature on a measure that flagrantly assaults privacy and religious freedom. If a California nursing home employee calls a gender rebel by the wrong pronoun, the penalty could be heavy fines or even jail. The lengths to which the left will go to police the masquerade turns ordinary life into a high-wire act. So it only makes sense that a few are hesitantly trying a different approach. Reason. Under the tyranny of viciously enforced sexual anarchy, we are supposed to honor delusions instead of respecting the male-female heterosexual framework of authentic humanity, the creation of a benevolent and almighty designer. Of course, questioners are still shut down in many arenas. A grad student at a prestigious college in the UK, Bath Spa University, was told not to pursue research about reversing gender reassignment. Secular science now has many questions it refuses to explore, and investigating the harm of tampering with sexuality is one of them. And in Philadelphia, 2 scheduled workshops at a recent transgender conference were cancelled. The presenters wanted to discuss detransitioning, as in, men becoming men again. Strict censorship of certain taboo subjects is perfectly permissible in the ethical construct of liberalism. We are supposed to believe homosexually inclined people are born that way to engage in anatomically risky acts precluding parenthood. And encouraging any change is allegedly cruel. But people who imagine they are the opposite sex must be encouraged to change, to take on natural hormones and amputate healthy body parts. We are cruel if we don't let them mutilate themselves, even to the point of heightened health risks and permanent sterility. The truth is exactly the opposite. In both circumstances. And yet, promising glimmers of truth keep emerging. In Miami-Dade County, a measure to prohibit counseling of minors to overcome same-sex attractions was just defeated after hard work by the Christian Family Coalition and other pro-family advocates. Here's what Liberty Counsel reported about this tyrannical proposal. The ban proponents misrepresented their actual goal of prohibiting licensed counselors, and anyone not licensed by the state, including pastors, teachers, and parents, from simply talking to any minor including a parent's own child about the child's unwanted same-sex attractions or gender confusion. The ban prohibited anyone from saying to a minor that same-sex activity or identifying as the opposite sex is harmful, wrong, or should be resisted. The majority rejected the poorly drafted speech ban, as a violation of First Amendment free speech, religious exercise, and parental rights, as well as on the grounds that government should not be inserting itself between a client and a counselor. This victory comes as good news after a long series of defeats for common sense on this issue. Numerous cities and states have passed laws limiting counseling for minors who want to embrace the natural design of their heterosexual bodies as male or female. You must remain a fraud is the message to today's sexually confused youth. Attorney General Sessions ended the Eric Holder Obama imaginary application of Title VII sex discrimination law to those with gender confusion because Congress has passed no such law. Activist groups are expressing fury that their fascist fantasy is ending. Of course, rationalizing evil isn't limited to homosexuality and gender confusion. Women are told by the media, The View, Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton that to question the worth of abortion is heresy. You must defend it, and you must resist regret. It was not a baby, and you did not participate in a death. Yet the Lord will forgive those who repent. The pro-life movement runs on the engine of redemption. And those who have left homosexuality, or who acted on their sex change regret, like Walt Heyer, teach those willing to listen, the value of embracing God's design and living a life of sexual and gender integrity. Let's hope more and more people are permitted to hear this hopeful message.